This is Rod Kusin and Spooman for Risk morning of Friday, March 15th. Some fantastic trading opportunities that occurred right out of the gate this morning. Let's look at market profile, brief analysis of that, and then we'll show you how the premium helped us to recognize the setups as well as the entries. Now, let's look at three things to begin with. We're going to look at the value areas, and then we're going to look at the points of control. Now, from the 13th, we had a value area that moved right up to around 49.25, right in here, which incidentally was also a point of control. Then in the overnight market, the value area dropped down to essentially that same point, so that was fairly strong. The value area from yesterday was rather narrow, moving between 1553 and 1554.50, and then so far this morning that value area has a good range between 51 and 55.50. Now again, the points of control, you had a point of control up here at 54.50, another point of control down here at 49.25, and just a wonderful short right from the rally up to that point of control down to the point of control from the previous day, which lined up perfectly with the value areas. The lower value area here from the beginning of the day and the higher value area from the previous day. And so that short was beautiful. That was just a beautiful short. And we saw that coming on the premium. Now we're moving right back up again, and we'll see if we test that 54.50 range. So there was a long potential in here as well. But let's look at what the premium told us. So we're going to look at whether there was anything on the premium that indicated that that short was coming, which occurs here. This is a 2000 tick bar chart, just to keep sufficient information on the screen. So that was right around 853. So let's go over to the premium chart. All right, so from the open, we see the premium is moving down as the market is moving up. That's classic setup on the premium for a short. On that particular bar, we have a low on the premium, and it's a naked bar. So there's no divergence there. It's forecasting a move back down. The premium as well, looking at our threshold area here, we're seeing that as we move up to the high, the threshold area, which is just below this high right in here, is enough to bring the market back down. We have that forecast now. We'll talk about this move back up here in just a minute. But if you look at your indicators here as well, as we moved into this high, which is right smack dab at the point of control, the indicators are now all sloping down, and we get this big move down on the premium as well, and here. And as we see, the lows of the premium are getting higher, and then finally on this bar, and then finally that bar right at the threshold level, we're moving back up once again. So real predictable short trade, and real nice entry going back in on the long as we see divergence on the premium, as well as this particular bar here. Okay, now that move back up on the premium to negative 571. Just want to measure that other bar here. Yeah, those are both at negative 571. That's forecasting that the market should get move back up to that price level of 53, which it's not only done, but it's exceeded that. So nice move right back up to that point of control once again. Wonderful trading opportunity. Now there is an anomaly here. We have fair value at negative 570. That looks wrong. It compares favorably to where fair value was in the last couple of days. But given that the premium has not even made it to fair value and is traded below fair value throughout the course of the morning here, that's scary. That's scary, because if that number is right, you're going to see this market move right back down. When the premium is that far below fair value, I mean, normally we get some of the highs of the premium moving above fair value in a day that's short, but here they haven't even made it that far. So I'm not sure if that calculation is right. I mean, according to our resources there, that's the number, but in any case, negative 570, that's where they're placing it. So you can expect that this market's going to be dropping right back down. Okay, now do we see anything happening on the premium right now that's forecasting this drop? Let's recalculate the lows on the premium from about this point, 917. Let's go to the lows here and just see what we have. Okay. All right, so we have a low on the premium there. That's a nice naked bar indicating a drop, pending drop in the Spoos back to that price, and probably once it does, it'll continue going right back down. So shorting it in here makes good sense as we have that set up, and you can see over here the high move here barely made it to the threshold bar. However, that bar on the premium here, and if we just do another glance at the premium highs from about that same point in time, let's get that thing to just register on us. We can't. Let's go over here. So this high on the premium here, which is again very close to that point of control, I would have to say that I would expect this to be moving back to 54, and it didn't quite make it. You see, this only made it to 53 3/4. So if you had gotten in on the short here based upon that divergence, or in here, which is even stronger, I don't think you've got much to lose if it moves back up, because we definitely have this move down. We'll come back. All right, we moved right back up to 54. And notice the premium. The premium has come very close to that threshold level. We have not hit a new high on the premium at this point. So we have divergence at that level, all right? And we have the slope of our indicators is very close to moving in the opposite direction right now. So this, shorting it right in this neighborhood, that makes good sense. That makes good sense. So we take a position here, and we see if maybe she moves up a little bit higher. But shorting it right in here. Look at the premium hasn't made it even up to the threshold line at a 1/4 point higher. So yeah, this all looks very, very good for a short in here. All right, now let's go back to that point of control. Let's look at, yeah, the point of control actually, I'm sorry, I misspoke. The point of control here is at 54.50. Pardon me, 54.50. Okay, so that's right around 54.50 is more than likely where we want to be considering this entry. We see the premium by the same token. Premium is dropping off here. So this could begin to move down right away, or we may just allow it to. If it moves up again, and I believe that it will, yeah, look at the low here. We should be moving once again right back up. So expect this to go to 54.50. Now I failed to mention just a minute ago that the value area actually goes up to 55.50. I should have mentioned that. Failed to do so, and we have an area that looks promising right at the top of that move at 55.50. So we could be looking at that move up just a bit higher. Yeah, premium has now moved above the threshold area. Maybe one more rotation on the premium, possibly two. There we are. We're at 55.50 now. All right, we're definitely getting into a short trade at 55.50. We're taking another position at that price. Look at the premium too. Let's expand it out. All right, we have this high of the premium here. Look at it closely. Let's move this out a little further. There we go. All right, premium was at -576, which is tied on the next bar. We need to get a little divergence in here if at all possible. The indicators are divergent though. We've executed and added to our position here, and we're going to just exit a few contracts so that we don't, if we have plenty to trade with if we go up again. So let's see this begin to come down. The premium, let's see, where was the naked bar on where this was coming back to? Oh yeah, right over here. And we had nothing since then. So 52 is a target based on that drop, and expecting that to continue to even go lower. All right, now we'll give that some time, come back. All right, she came back up to 55.50. Look at the high of the premium on that bar, and now we have even more divergence and even more divergence. Let's slide that over so you can see it clearly. And just look at the highs of the premium here. Okay, high on that bar, high on that bar, lower than the threshold. That's what we look for. Now, of a little bit of a concern is the ascending slope of these indicators. We want to see that coming down, and we're seeing it here, here, here now finally. So that's all right, so we're okay. We'll come back. Okay, the indicators are now suggesting a possible pop-up by another tick, because we're continuing to slope up here at the moment. So that's a yellow bar. That's in our favor. Yeah, more than likely this will tick up at least one more tick. So in as much as if we expect this to be coming down, it may go up just one more tick. Okay, we see this coming down, but I'm still a little bit concerned. Generally speaking, we don't see that many instances where the market continues to attack that price without it going just a bit higher before the final turn that takes place. But the indicators are certainly dropping off here. Premium has turned again. You know, there was continual divergence. You know, at this price, another move up here, didn't get any higher than the threshold, didn't move higher either. That's what we look for in the premium when we're talking about divergence. But I'm just suspicious. We're short, don't get me wrong, but I expected maybe just a little bit more out of this, just given the behavior of the market at that price. So we'll continue to observe this and report back. All right, we just haven't seemed to make much of a move down here. We're lightening our position and anticipating that this is going to go back up and test that 55.50 level as we had talked about previously. We haven't had any new lows on the premium, as you can see, and that would be important. We would expect that if this market was continuing to move down. Now, as we look at the highs of the premium, nothing particularly telltale here. For example, these are not new highs on the premium here relative to that move. Premium is not moving higher, but neither is it moving lower. we're not getting new lows, we're not getting new highs. So if we just were to do a brief refresh from, say, 10:30, we'll show you what we mean. If we can get there. No, can't seem to do it. All right, from this point forward, no new highs. We did get a little bit of a drop in the premium in here, but now that we've tagged those prices, we're divergent again, and therefore no real help. So we've taken money off the table in anticipation that this may go right back up. We're still short one contract. That's about as much confidence as I have in this. So we'll come back. Okay, as suspected, right back up there again. So now we watch the premium very, very carefully. And look for another opportunity to short. This bar on the premium, once again, very, very clear, naked bar. We didn't have anything lower than that. We put a little indicator on the premium since we last spoke, just to check which of those bars were either positive or negative as they move up and down. So we can see that. All right, there's the divergence again. It's not any I think we have to go ahead and take a position here. Now we're going to set up a limit order just one tick above this as well. And what we want to see is, we see the divergence here. I mean, you can just look at it. This is part of reading the raw premium data. You can see when it's divergent. So we'll pull this out a little bit so that you can see it a little bit more easily. All right, just look at the highs, lower highs, equal highs, and there we had it. That one little tick up wasn't any higher than this. Okay, let's see what happens here. Now, ideally, we'd like to see another bar test 55.75 as well as see the premium divergent at that point, because if the next bar that goes back up to that price, all right, at 55.75, if the next bar on the premium was higher, now that would spell a market continuing to move up. Right now we don't see that, and we can only say that this is basically right in at the threshold line. There's a margin of error there, but so this move up here is really what I was expecting earlier, and I would like to see another bar go up there. just to verify. Hopefully it would be divergent, and we've got these bars coming down, indicating, so for example right there, lower lows here, not so much a lower low there, but so I'm just looking at that little move here. And we'll see if, okay, now we've got a higher, little bit higher move, higher lows, higher highs. This could pop up, could see this, check that price. So some are saying, when we see this happen, we're trying to get into a position, where are you going to put your stop? Let's go back to the market profile here. Now there was a little bit of data in here at 56. Okay. So if I was going to put in a stop, I'd put it in at 56.25. Because it could run right back up to 57, in which case I'd want to get in again. So let's watch the behavior. All right, so you see that bar on the premium, and then this bar on the premium. We tag the same price, 75, and there's the divergence there that we like to see. Okay, that's the divergence. So we're short again. We have a little bit of a setup on the premium right in here. Okay, so let's just recalculate these lows from about 1057. And I don't mean to say recalculate, but I just we just want to check the lows, and you can see it's already coming down. Okay, I lost the time frame. Okay, 1057 will do. All right, so lower low still. This is really clear, right in here, this slope is coming down. So that's, you can see our setup. Little predicting of the drop in the premium right in this period in here, and nothing going higher, so we should be safe. Hopefully now this will just continue right on dropping down. The premium is telling us, once again, let's go back and then we'll look at the points of control and so on. Right in here, that low. That was a low of 707. I think this was actually a little lower. No, not quite. Let's prove that. 938. Make sure we, yeah. Nothing lower than that in this period of time. So that's your first naked bar indicating of this drop to 52. Now going back to market profile, the Now, the lower range of the market profile is at 5250. You can rest assured that that will be exceeded. And then we're back to where we were earlier. Now we might say, okay, because this is from the standpoint of the open, this is the high of the day so far, the high of the morning. Pattern-wise, we would expect a rather robust drop in the market into about 115, 130 to complete the formation of what we would refer to as a green day down. That's what we would expect. So now it's a waiting game, and we'll just we'll come back after we see something more significant happening. Okay, heads up here. New high on the premium at 55.75. That's not for the day, but relative to this period in here. Okay. We expect this to come down? Yes, we do. But as this is a new high, all right? This is higher than any of these previous highs on the premium here. So what does this tell us? So if you're in a short trade, which we are, this indicates, and by the way, we've got this low in here as well. All right, these two lows, slightly lower than the threshold level there, but divergent. In any event, while we still expect this to be coming down, that new high on the premium tells us we need to exercise caution. All it needs to do to be divergent is just to move up back to that price with a lower high on the premium and be below our threshold level, or at or below. And that would mean that we're likely safe with the short. However, if we get another new high on the premium, that thing's moving higher. So now you'd have to be concerned about where your stop is. You'd want to be concerned that you don't take much, if any, of a loss, because you've already gotten a heads up on the part of the premium. You don't want to see this move even a tick higher than 55.75. Caveat to that, I should have specified, even if it were to move higher, the issue here is where would the premium be if that were to occur. If the premium winds up getting higher than it is here, that's where we would really have to watch out. If the premium went higher, then we'd be very concerned about getting stopped out up here. Right now we're expecting that price will be checked at 55.75. So we'll come back. Okay, it just occurred. There's divergence here, but be careful. Look at the slope now. Look at the slope of these bars. Pardon me, the slope of the indicator. This looks like it's going higher. It looks like it's going higher. I would say that it's about to go higher right now. All right. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, those next few bars right in there, lower highs. Okay, saved by the premium, and then a lower low. Okay, all right. But I was looking at the slope here of our indicator. That's cause for concern. That thing starts sloping up. Better watch it. All right, very tight stop. 56. Let's go back to market profile. Let's just verify. All right, the market profile, the high on the market profile has now gone back up to 56. Because we've spent some time there. And then we've got that that's a little odd. Pardon me. The VA here is showing 56, but it didn't get that high. So maybe it's looking at that bar over here that was painted. Yeah, stop at 56.25. Got to. I'd let it go to 56, but not 56.25. Okay, we'll come back. Okay, I see the same thing happening here as was happening over here. I see this is getting ready to tick up again, and I'm making that statement based upon the very slight slope up of the lows of the premium. There it is. Okay, just a slight slope up of the low of the premiums here. All right, now, question is, will we get stopped out? Just come back. Okay, we're out. We're flat right now. It's gone a little bit too high for me. And we're moving up toward the zero line here, which oftentimes when that does, it just takes the market right up. So we could be now getting ready to test 57, possibly even higher. Let's go take a look at market profile using a 100 tick bar. Let's just see where that places us. Yeah, 57. 58.50. We do expect this market to drop. Yeah, we do. We do. And it's because of this bar on the premium. That hasn't changed. But right now we're flat. Also, I'm a little bit inclined to now change my expectations of where the market is going in terms of pattern. In anticipation of a possible drop back down to the area around 49. Having passed through the 1030 mark and continued to see the market move up, the probability now seems to weigh a bit more in favor of a rally to a new high of the day after lunch, based on the timing of the low of the day. And that time was still within the first half hour, right there at 9 o'clock. So that means that we could be seeing the high of the day close to somewhere around 2:30 Central Time or thereafter. And that does not mean that we won't get a retracement. I'm still expecting that. So the premium said 42, market profile says, did I say 42? I meant 52. Market profile says 52.50. So yeah, I'm expecting this is going to turn, it's going to come back down. And right in here is a very good area based on those lows of the premium. Right in here. So do I want to short this? Yeah, I do. I do. But where am I going to short it? I would now prefer to see it move up to 57. I'd definitely be interested in the short there. But right in here, look at what's happening to the premium. Again, we didn't get any new highs, so trying to pull off a short in here at 56.25, and we could begin to take a position in here. I think I'm going to do that, and then take a stronger position at 57, because it may not make it. It may not make it. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm glad we got in a little bit here. I think we. Yeah, that could have been all she wrote. Because that was a lower low. Could have been it. Okay, well, I only got in a couple of contracts here on the short. All right, now again we give it time. All right, so now we're finally getting some movement out of this. Remember these, just refreshing the premium lows from around 1125 here. Took this down to this low, moved up again. We now hit another new low, so we've got a good trend going on here. And hopefully this will continue on its move down to that 52 area that we talked about previously. Unfortunately, didn't get in a lot of contracts at that price, but that's the way it goes. So it's a waiting game at this point, and we want to continually watch the premium. I think really the next, let's take a look at where we would perhaps be revisiting. Yeah. Okay, right at around 54. 54 looks like an area where that we could experience a move back up, but unless we get a lower low on the premium, we're going to hold to that 52 call we made previously. So we want to watch the premium very carefully, and the low that we're looking at $707 on the premium. That was 705. So we may have to revise our calculations. If this drops below 707, then we have to be conservative about it and revise our expectations that it may not go as far as 52. So we'll watch this very carefully. So what I'm going to do now is to help me to be sure about that, I'm going to go ahead and reset backward the lows of the premium. I'm going to take this back to 945. Or 944. Give myself plenty of room so we don't prematurely reset. Okay, it's a waiting game. We're going to watch, see what happens at 54, and then we'll come back. Okay, we're looking for another drop in the premium momentarily. Momentarily right down to the threshold line, if not lower, so that will be significant, especially if she drops below 707. We should see this happen any minute here. It came right down to the line. But I'm kind of expecting that to go a little lower. We should be testing 54 here. Okay, now she came down to 54 and a quarter. Didn't quite hit the 54 mark yet. But notice what's happened to the premium. We dropped to the line on this bar. The next few bars were divergent. She came back down again here, but it didn't come all the way to the line. So this is a higher low. do we see anything happening with the highs of the premium? And the answer to that is possibly. Let's just, from this point here, we're just going to recalculate so we can look more closely at whether these are trending up. So we'll take it from about, we'll take it from 1204. And watch what we do here. Okay, see, that's trending up. That's trending up. So this drop here could be in jeopardy. We may not get much past, well, we may not get even to 54 on the basis of this. We've got to see this premium drop below the threshold line. It hasn't done that yet. So at this point, we've got to take a precaution here and possibly take some money off of the table. Because what we don't want to see happen is this, just go up and retest this high over here. We don't want to see that happen because we're already short. Could that happen? Yeah, of course it could happen. Especially if we come right down to 54 and we don't get a new low on the premium. So that's why we're concerned right in here. I'm of the opinion that we should hit 54. But once we do, the premium's got to be measured. And I think I'm going to trail a stop here because I don't like what I'm seeing. Let's see. Yeah, look at that new high on the premium right in there. Ooh, not good. I'm going to take a little money off of the table right now. I didn't like that at all. Higher high. Yeah, this is going higher than 50, 55. So instead of trailing a stop, I've pulled one of my contracts. All right, let's come back and see what happens. All right, I see reasons why we're going to drop to 54 here. Now let me tell you why I'm saying that. Okay, where's my cursor? There we are. See the lows of the premium? The lows of the premium are way up here, and the lows of the Spoos are at 54.25. If the premium drops back down to the line at this level, it's going to drop this to 54. You watch. Premium is dropping. As long as that doesn't tick up, because that might change things. But if it doesn't, if we don't get any higher, and the lows are at 54.25, when this comes down, this will drop a quarter of a point. Okay. See what I mean? Now, this having been said, okay, and now we're at 54, and we're not dropping lower, at least not right now. This is, potentially a good place to just say, well, enough is enough. because we didn't see this. We didn't see this drop any further at this moment. Could it happen later? Yeah. But right now, I expect this thing to go right back up to 55. Okay, that's a full point. And I'm not real happy about losing a point, but I see that there's good reason to expect that to happen. Okay, so I'm out. I'm saying, all right, it's enough for me. And the reason we're saying that bar right there, this bar on the premium corresponding to this high at 55, we're down here at 54. We didn't drop any lower. This is now moving above the line. Now it looks like this thing could go right back up. Of course, things could change. But right now, I'm saying this is enough for me. I'm good for the day. And there may be other trading opportunities, but I've also got some other commitments that I've got to take care of. So I'm going to call it a day. And we'll come back and do a recap of the balance of the day. Now, keep in mind, there's two things here that are still yet to take place. Number one, the premium hasn't dropped below 707. So that figure at 52 is still valid. That's still valid. So the point being that it would need to drop below 707 to change that forecast. As of the moment, that hasn't happened. So that's still a valid number. And of course, that point of control in that price range is also compelling. So what could we see happen here? We could move back up, of course, go higher than 55, lose that money that was in here, and then hope that it's going to come back down before it runs right back up. Or, it could drop down to this area, fulfill that prediction, if you will, and then run back up to 55 and retest the high of the day. Either one of those two possibilities is equally valid. But right now, I don't know, and I don't want to take a chance. So I'm out. But one of those two things is going to happen. So we're going to pause the video at this point, and then we will come back and revisit everything after the close. Alrighty, there we go. Well, you see why I said what I said? There you have it. There was a point right in here, and that's what it did. And on top of all that, we got another new high here, so that kind of changes things. This could be heading right back up. So one of the two things that we predicted has just occurred, and so I'm glad we got out of that trade. But we really do have to run, so we're going to go and take care of some other obligations, and then we'll recap after the close. Oh, and incidentally, having fulfilled this forecast and having moved up to 55 with a new high on the premium. All right, and let's just see. There's a little divergence in here. So now, that having been said, it could now go back down and test out that 52 area, because this happened first. And this is a little divergence, but we didn't see any new lows forecasting that the market would drop. We just see that the indicators here were divergent as well. So having some may say, well, all right, now this has happened, I'll short it and see what happens when we get back down to 54, if we do. So that's a possible short. Okay, that's a possible short. I think it's a little risky because we don't have anything to suggest that we're coming down. But well, let me see about that. Yeah, that didn't even quite make it to the line. But right in here, okay. Whoops. Right in here, we had lower lows. Let's do that again. That's 12 o'clock. Let's just see about that. Yeah, lower lows right in here. So yeah, there was a bit of a forecast that this could drop, and that could make for a good short. All right, we're done. We'll be back later. Oh, just incidentally, got to interject this thought. We saw some things happen on another chart. I would definitely have shorted this. Yeah, I believe this is I have reason to expect this is going to blow right through 54 and head to 52. So, but I really have to go. Well, we're back to you after the close of the market, and what we had anticipated did in fact occur just as we expected. Marvelous. So just to recap, we had our eye out on the premium when it dropped. Let me make sure the spot here. Just a second. I'm sorry, there it is. Okay. Let's bring that back to 946. Had the wrong starting spot. Okay. So when the premium dropped to negative 707, it was a naked bar at 52. We said based on that, we're expecting a pullback to that price, and because of the value area, we'll talk about that in a minute. We're expecting it to drop even further. So here, late afternoon, it comes right down. Comes right down, and we hit a new low on the premium right in here. This is a lower low. This is now at negative 718, and we're already dropping through the 52 mark that we had forecasted previously. We hit 52. There's 52. There it is. There's the low of 52. Okay. So that got hit, and then just a few minutes later, we had a new low on the premium. Then we became divergent over here, and up she went again. So everything that we expected to occur happened based on the forecast of the premium and based upon market profile. So let's go back to market profile here for a minute. The value. Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke about the value area. The value area went down to this 1552 range as well. right in here. Then we had a point of control at 52.50 as well, and we expected it to go lower than that because of the premium, pardon me. And then after that, we've got another support area, if you will, down there at 51. So it came right down to 51, turned, and headed back into the value area again. So, wow, very, very powerful stuff. Very powerful stuff. So excellent decisions were made today. We no loss whatsoever, and each decision well executed based upon the combination of market profile as well as the premium. And with that kind of information at your fingertips, you can make tremendous decisions. Just beautiful, beautiful decisions. Now, incidentally, this, let's see here. I've got to kind of retrace my steps. I think it was right in here. Let me just look at one thing here. Got to verify something. Okay, yeah, right in here at 12:40 at 12:40 Central Time, there was institutional selling that took place. We pulled that information. This is a good little reference source, binaryforecast.com. All right, right there at this is 11:40. So apparently they're in. Well, just a minute here. I'm trying to line this up. This is okay. Just a second. I got to verify this because now it says down here that this was Eastern time, or at least these references are Eastern time. But I'm not so sure that these references are Eastern time. Give me a second. Okay, these are all Central time. All right, so the market had moved into a high before the open at 7:50, came down, hit the low at 9 o'clock, and then rallied back to 1556, let's just say, at 11:40. So that compares, corresponds correctly to this move up here. All right. So here's the low at 9 o'clock. There's the move up here. Now notice what is seen on that side at that time. All right. There's institutional selling that goes on here. Okay. Now, as the market continued to drop, we had what was going on right in here at 12:40, right? 12:34 to 12:40. We came back up to 15:55. So at that 12:40 time frame, all right, this is roughly 11:50. Okay, at the 12:40 time frame, which is right in here, didn't see anything happening until 1 p.m., which is right in here, and that's when more program selling was taking place, right in here, and then down she went. All right, so it was 1 o'clock, right in this time frame. Selling was taking place. No evidence of that on the premium, but that's what this shows us right in here. So very, very cool. and then a little consolidation down here, and market really didn't move to a higher high or a lower low. That was it. So this is an interesting site. It's worthwhile having on your list of places to consult, because they generate this information in real time, and it's free. So nice information to have access to. All right, so this completes our discussion today. It was an excellent day of activity, and we look forward to seeing good things happen again next week. Have a good weekend, and by all means, we invite you to come to our website, RSKsys.com. Give us a call, ask for a demo. All of our indicators that you see here are part of the package that we offer, but indicators will do very little if you don't know how to read them, and the reading of the premium is something that we teach. We charge for that. Our competitors are twice as expensive as we are, and I don't think they do as good a job. So we offer something that is unique in the industry. We're one of the only two places that I even know of that will teach you how to read the premium and read it correctly. So with that thought in mind, have a good weekend. This is Rod Kusin and Spooman for Risk.